plan for them to be installed at the roundabouts, not at the pedestrian crossings.
Honorable Minister, yes, you are right. There are humps before the zebra crossing. But the question here is, immediately after the humps, you have the zebra crossing. And from the humps, it's very slopey. Number two, you see riders crossing along the zebra crossing.
Member.
My concern here is...
Honorable Member.
Yes.
You know, parliamentary questions is not a debate or exchanges parliamentary question, and he answered it.
Point of order.
That's
Point of order, Honorable. Point of order 26(4). The Speaker shall not take part in any debate before the Assembly. Shouldn't take part in any debate before the National Assembly. If you want, I can read you the functions of the Speaker at the National Assembly as well. Thank you.
Honorable members, order, please. Order. Let's accord him the rights he so deserves. Honorable member for Serekunda, can you tell this August Assembly when Speaker participated in the debate, please, before I make ruling on your order? Please use your mic.
Just right now, you could have either ruled or allowed his question to be accepted. But what you are doing, you are participating in the debate here.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
No, let me deal with him first, then you can come. Honorable member for Serekunda. I want us to read our standing orders and also to distinguish between debate and speakers taking charge doing his duty as presiding officer. We must not bring sentiment and emotion to these chambers. You know you're out of order. And you know that you're wasting the time of the Assembly. Don't do that, please. You know, when you ask a supplementary question to a minister and he answered, you have one more left. You cannot use it again to disagree with the minister and start to explain your point, what do you want the minister? No, that question is gone. By our law, you cannot ask that same question again. The standing order is against that. You ask a question, in this instance, the member for Joshua asked a very valid question about street light and the pedestrian, and the minister responded. And he indicated that they are not planned because they are homes that are geared towards reducing. In fact, they have drastically, he said, reduced the issue of accidents with pedestrians crossing. Now, if that is the case, the member cannot use his mic again to talk about that answer, trying to explain, telling minister, no, you know what I'm saying, that is out of order. And I said, no, member, you are out of order. You cannot exchange debate with the minister. And you say, I'm debating. You are wrong. Don't do that again.
But can
no, don't use your mic. Don't use your mic. Don't use your mic. If you use, I'll sanction you. The member for Joshua, you have your final question.
Honorable.
For Joshua, please go ahead, sir.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker, I am on a point of order. But
yes, sorry, I forgot. Sorry, there's a point of order by nominated member Patu Kejara. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to put member for Serekunda into order, but hence you have already made a ruling on it. I'm just going to read the standing order. 26(5). 26(5), in an event that the speaker wishes to take part in the debate, he or she shall vacate his or her chair for the deputy speaker or any other member elected as speaker for the purpose. So the speaker have all right to take part in the debate if he wishes so, and allow somebody to be chairing the session. Thank you.
Honorable members, order sustained. The member for Johnson, please continue.
Honorable Speaker, please, is it me or who? Who is wasting time? You are even wasting time. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, they are newly coming through the OIC conference hall. Are there any plans in that newly created junction or crossing point or an area within that area? Whether are you planning to put in zebra and how to call it traffic light in that area opposite the conference hall that you already created, you already cut and it's already closed? But are you planning to create their traffic lights in case there are movements around the area?
You mean the median that we cut?
Yes, to access to the OIC conference hall.
No, that is basically for emergency exit in case when president or some VIPs are coming. That is created for that, not for traffic light.
The member for Latikuna Sabiji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, when a honorable member for Joshua asks about the issues of traffic lights, you said plans are there. Were these plans part of the original scope of the work or the reverse scope of the work?
Well, they were part of the original scope, but government thought it necessary to put the homes first to test to do trial runs, and they have been proven to be very successful. And that is why we said, there have been plans, and hopefully, when the third phase is complete, then this plan will be looked at again to see whether it's even necessary to put the traffic lights there.
Member for Bunong Kakunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I just want to know part of the plan in terms of installing street light. Do you have extra plan to cover some major highways like Westfield, Tobacco, and Georgetown?
Honorable member for Bunukunda. Order, honorable members. Member for Bunukakunda. I had all the members enjoying you, but you know who laughed the most and the loudest? The member for Wuli is. Because he knew you want the minister, you are dragging the minister to Bunukakunda so that he will also include Wuli. Member for Parliamentary, you have the floor.
Thank you. Once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've stated in your response that I still stand to be corrected that it wouldn't be necessary to put traffic light at Sukuta Jabang Junction. Hence, you're putting a crossover. Would it be ideal to put a single light traffic light? Traffic lights comes in different sizes. You have the smaller ones. Then would it be proper if you put the smaller ones at roads that connects the other roads so that for ease of traffic, more ease of traffic?
Honorable members, order. There is a point of order by the member for Uli is.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Order 32. Permissible interruptions. No member except Speaker shall interrupt another member except on a point of order. The member Fuladu is shouting there about asking questions, interrupting the questioner. Thank you.
Honorable members, order sustained. And I want all members, please, to uphold that. And the member for Uli is should also to his neighbor. Thank you very much for that. You know, I'm interested in this question because I don't know what is civilized traffic light. I had the member for Sanimentra and talked about civilized traffic light. Uh, or single traffic light. Okay, Minister. Honorable members, order. The member for Sanimentra is my MP, so I will always give her opportunity. Please order.
Yeah, because that's your area. I mean, what I'm trying to explain, you know, traffic lights are in different sizes. You have the bigger ones and, of course, the smaller ones. So what I am telling him is if, or would it be possible, what I'm asking is, would it be possible to have the smaller traffic lights at junctions that connects, you know, the other areas? Thank you.
Honorable Minister, please answer.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As far as the current designs are concerned, we do not intend to put traffic lights at the Sukuta overpass.
Nominated member Fatuke Jawara, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, do you have other safety measures to put in place apart from the street light to limit the overspeeding in the highway?
Yeah, well, apart from the traffic lights, we have speed bumps, but we also have the road furniture. For example, if you are approaching any of those sections, the signals or the signals should actually direct you, or the signs should definitely direct you as to what you are approaching, whether a popular crossing point by young people or walkers or something like that. Yeah.
Honorable members, we will move to the next questions, and I was expecting members to ask the minister about street camera or traffic, whatever you may call them, digitalization of the streets, especially the beautiful road. But question number 042 of 2026 by the member for Joshua.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Ogaman State in Kanifing South, that is the back way that commercial vehicles usually commute to Bakau, was surveyed and tendered were issues for construction at the said road. Could the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure tell this August Assembly what is still holding the commencement of this project?
Thank you, Honorable Member for Joshua. Honorable Speaker, the Ogaman Street in Kanifing South was indeed surveyed and the tender process undertaken. However, commencement of the project has been delayed due to funding constraints. That notwithstanding, the government intends to implement the project under the 2026 pre-finance program, subject to the finalization of the feasibility studies, contractor recruitment, and financing arrangement negotiations.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, you made mention about feasibility studies. Before tendering, feasibility studies were done. You want to repeat it again, or are you planning to extend the area, not only on Ogaman Street?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. What we are doing in the Kanifing municipality is to do interconnecting roads. And this also affects the Ogaman Road that he talks about. So definitely, we need to have a fuller feasibility study and detailed designs for this particular road.
Thank you.
Question number 043 of 2026 by the Honorable Member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Works tell this August Assembly has this ministry has any plan in constructing the Babun Fati road that connect to Talinding Concrete Road?
Member for Joshua. Honorable Speaker, the ministry is aware of the Babun Fati road linking to Talinding Concrete Road. This road has been identified as an important urban access corridor due to its traffic volume and connectivity. Government has plans to improve the road, and it is being considered under the ongoing infrastructure development and pre-financing program, subject to the completion of the necessary assessments. Once the designs and financing arrangements are concluded, Honorable Speaker, The Assembly will be duly informed of the implementation timeline.
Honorable, that you refer to, is Sangusla Road part of it?
What? No, I didn't get that. No. Order, honorable members, order, please. Honorable members, order.
Honorable Speaker, it's very clear. Babon Fati link connects to Sangonsila. Is Sangonsila Road part of this feasibility study?
Thank you, Honorable Member. The Sankusil actually is part of the current extension of the OIC roads, although there has been funding gaps, but it is being considered for construction. And right now, the contractor is being told to mobilize around that area.
Order. Honorable members, you know, I told the minister before he took the podium, I told the members we are looking forward to him to appear. And they always would like to dribble, as if they're in a football field. And this is just an example of that. Yes, member for Brikama South?
Which of the baboon are they talking about? Look at the spellings of the baboon here. So I am worried. Anyway.
Order, honorable members.
Are they talking about?
No. Just one, please. Honorable members, it's just the sound of a name. Sound of a name. Those listening, they don't even know what are the letters that are used to spell the name Babu. Question number 044 of 2026 by the honorable member for All Yundum and deputy on the what? All on them. That's all Yundum. Yeah. I repeat. Question number 044 of 2026 by the honorable member for All Yundum and deputy majority leader. There's a typo problem there.
That's the secretariat. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, would the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure kindly inform this August Assembly whether the Ministry has developed any plans to install street lights along the newly constructed coastal route stretching from Olyundum to Tabakoto?
Thank you, Honorable Member for All Yundum. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry recognizes the importance of adequate street lighting along the newly constructed coastal road from All Yundum to Tabakoto to enhance road safety and visibility. The installation of street lighting and appropriate traffic control measures, including signalization at the intersection, are currently under consideration, subject to technical design review and availability of funds.
Honorable members, on your behalf, I want to thank the Honorable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure for those answers provided. Honorable Minister, you may go now. And Ramadan Mubarak to you. And I don't hear them talk about graphics. Thank you. Clerk.
Thank you. Questions for oral answers continues. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education.
Please, honorable members and guests, quietly leave the chambers. Please, quietly. Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, please take the podium. Questions for which you notice verification by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 025 of 20. Sergeant Adam. Question number 025 of 2026 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in light of persistent challenges facing senior secondary schools, could the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education inform this August Assembly what reforms the ministry is undertaking to improve the quality and accessibility of basic and secondary education nationwide?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member for Bakau, for the question. While the persistent challenges you are referring to have not been detailed in your question, I am happy to report the many reforms the ministry is undertaking to enhance the quality and access to basic and secondary education across the country. So I'll approach this in two folds. First, talk about the reforms that we are undertaking to strengthen quality of the services that we deliver, and what reforms we are undertaking to ensure adequate access to basic and secondary education across the country. So to begin with quality, the ministry is implementing many reforms which align with the National Education Policy 2016-2030, with a particular focus on improving foundational learning outcomes. In this regard, we have made significant progress in terms of our initiatives, and this includes one, the mainstreaming effective intervention strategy in schools. We call it the MAIS. And now we have the structured pedagogy that is accompanying the MAIS. These two reforms aim to enhance educational quality at the foundational level. The MAIS targets improvements in the learning outcomes at the primary education level through tailored interventions and promotes inclusivity. And this is why you see a lot of initiatives at the moment that are happening to enhancing. Structured pedagogy initiative introduces evidence-based practices, and this we are doing in partnership with a consultant from Ghana, and effective intervention, and one non-governmental organization. And this initiative tries to initiate structured lesson plans, emphasizing the use of national languages in our grades to enhance comprehension and engagement within the classroom, to ensuring education that prepares them for success at the upper levels. The second reforms that as a sector we have undertaken to strengthen quality is the ongoing teacher competency and professional training. The teacher competency assessment is introduced, and it is now a mandatory requirement criteria for all our pre-service teachers graduating from diploma and advanced diploma programs. This is to ensure that the best and the most suitable gets into the education sector. The TCA, which is the Teacher Competency Assessment, is also being administered to in-service teacher trainees, meaning teachers already in the system, to identify the capacity gaps and develop tailored training programs to strengthen those gaps so that the education service can be delivered much more effectively. We also, as a sector, continue on our professional development programs for teachers to promote quality in this system, and this we do through the issuance of scholarships and other training initiatives. Then the third point, that as a sector, reforms the sector is undertaking to ensure quality is improving our teaching and learning materials generally. There is a committee we call the National Committee that comprises stakeholders such as the Conference of Principals, our Curriculum Directorate, the Gambia Teachers Union, the Gambia Public, the GPPC, that is the Printing and the Publishing Corporation, and our Standard and Quality Assurance Directorate. They are working together and have established a review team to approve textbooks for senior secondary schools across the country, just to ensure that the textbooks that are used at the senior secondary level are those that respond to the curriculum requirements of the senior secondary school. Clear textbook review criteria have been established to ensure compliance with curriculum standards. A framework agreement is also in place for timely printing and distribution of these learning materials. And as reforms are ongoing, again, to strengthen quality within the education system in its capacity as a system. As part of these reforms, we are assessing, or the consultant is assessing, the capacity of the sector to ensure that we are able to sustain all these reforms, especially the structured pedagogy reforms. This involves developing a framework for capacity needs assessment, ensuring long-term sustainability of all our reforms, in particular the foundational learning reforms. We are also, as a sector, strengthening our data systems to ensure that our decisions are based on the evidence. And in this, as a sector, we are improving our monitoring and evaluations and learning system to use data effectively. This involves creating strong assessment frameworks and setting up digital platforms for better data use. The cluster monitor system has been updated to help with implementations. And there are nationwide training sessions on the use of the DHIS2, which is supporting our EMIS, that is the Education Management Information System platform, for the annual school census to support a smooth transition to digital management by focusing on data-driven decision-making and monitoring. The ministry has, or can, in this case, better track educational progress and take informed actions to improve learning outcomes in all our schools. And the sixth point the ministry is undertaking to enhance quality is integrating educational technology in our teaching and learning. The sector is proactively integrating e-tech solutions to enhance learning outcomes and streamline education and management systems. A central initiative is the development of a learning management system, which is spearheaded by our consultant and partner, the Learning Mastermind. And this is complemented by comprehensive training on digital tools to elevate instructional delivery. The ministry has also digitalized scripted lessons from early childhood development to secondary school levels, enabling both our teachers and students to access these materials through the interactive platform we call Island Gambia, which is open to our students. This platform supports seamless online and offline content access, significantly improving the educational experience and fostering greater engagement in learning. The platform provides both teachers and students with access to digital content aligned with our national curriculum, available in both online and offline. Users are issued codes to access the online have been supported by partner UNICEF, which we are most grateful with, the World Bank, UNICEF, and other partners. In the areas of community engagement, because the service of education cannot be delivered by MOPSI alone, to ensure that quality is enhanced, we continue to engage with the communities through our strategic communication campaigns and collaboration collaborations with public and private entities, aiming to promote educational or foundation. As a sector, we have also done assessments to identify gaps and generally. The effective management structures have been established, including the formation of a steering committee and technical meetings to support and coordinate the implementation of all the reforms the sector is undertaking. The school solarization project is complementing the government's effort and the whole country. In this, as a sector, we have been able to solarize 820 to support the reforms we are embarking upon, especially the reforms that include e-tech solutions in our schools. When it comes to access to education, this is what the ministry is doing. The ministry is committed to ensuring no child is left behind through effective infrastructure development and targeted supports. In the areas of expansion, in infrastructure,
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, the question asked by the member for Bakau is about reforms for quality and accessibility of basic and secondary education nationwide, from kindergarten to grade 12, from Koina to Katong up to space. That's what he asked, open-ended, up to the universe. So anything within the kindergarten to grade 12, from art to space, you can ask. So, order not sustained. Minister, please provide an answer.
Yes. As a sector, we are involved in several school construction.
Point of order.
And
there is point of order by the member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, Order 17F. While a member is speaking, all members should remain silent. Minister is providing answer for the people of Kiang West, not me. Honorable for Opanyomi is disturbing and still talking.
Order sustained. Honorable members. Order sustained. And in fact, I'm applying the order on the member himself. Please, in subsequent questions and answers, remain silent. Minister, please continue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was going to say that in terms of school infrastructure, as a sector, we have started a lot of schools, and all these schools will be completed by the grace of God. And in the areas of science, we're trying to approach a lot of reforms to enhance that area, because as a country generally, it's a very challenging area, not only due to lack of the facility, but also due to lack of the manpower. So we have not over time had the amount of people or teachers, educators that we require in this area really to deliver the services. But we are giving more scholarship and encouraging teachers to get into those areas, the areas of the biology, chemistry, math, so that we can have or produce more teachers to really support that area. But any construction that we have commenced as a sector in this country, we will complete it, and we will take note of this your point, and maybe we pay a visit to your region to see what's going on. But be rest assured that any school that we commence in terms of classroom or new school, it will be completed, and the rate
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that comprehensive breakdown. I had questions when it comes to curriculum, but you've delved on it. So my only question would be when it comes to inclusivity. Despite you've made policy commitments, because we've been following the ministry as well, which is very prudent. However, when it comes to education for teenage mothers and children with disabilities, who usually have barriers when it comes to having what normal kids, these marginal
with disabilities going to schools. Because we are, as a sector, we are able to provide assistive devices. Currently, if you are monitoring what this sector is doing, you realize that we have a team that is in the field trying to support students living with disabilities, those who have problems with their sight. So we have who possibly may use wheelchairs and need to access floors beyond the first level. So a lot of reforms is directed to support and to ensure there is inclusivity in the services we provide.
Member for Laticum Sabaji, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you mentioned two teacher competence tests, one for the pre-service and the other for the in-service. I can understand for the case of the pre-service, if they don't pass, they will not be employed. But how about people who are already employed in service and you conducted this test for them, they fall below the average? What happened to them?
We support them. We identify the gaps. The essence is to identify the teaching gaps so that necessary and appropriate trainings can be targeted to enhance those areas they are weak to be able to deliver the teaching service much more effectively.
The member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I have visited schools, especially Bajakunda, and I have discovered that even though the MRC builds schools, but they don't usually equipment for experiment. So what plans does the ministry have to provide some of this equipment for simple tests for children to understand scientific issues? Thank you.
Yes, in the areas of science, last year, through our collaboration with the Creative Fund, we supplied over $2 million worth of materials in the areas of science, to the technical areas, and also the woodwork. They are the technical areas and the home science areas. So, I mean, these are part of the reforms. So we are really taking note of that to ensure that schools with science labs are well equipped for so the reforms is ongoing. And we hope to strengthen all schools with science labs so that the students can have a good experience.
Thank you. The nominated member, Fatuke Jawara, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable, phase one of your reform, you had two key important areas. One is improving in quality learning education and reviewing the school curriculum. Is this limited to government schools, or it can be shipped into private schools as well?
Okay, the current reforms, especially those that the ministry is undertaking, is with the public schools. But of course, we see the private schools, and we ensure that they too deliver the required teaching and learning, and that the environment is also conducive. And if they offer or run programs, let's say in the sciences, we also try to encourage them to ensure that the right infrastructure and the teaching and learning materials are available in the schools to ensure students succeed. Yes, so we monitor them very, very closely.
Honorable members, on your behalf, I wish the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education for those answers provided to honorable members. Honorable Minister, you may go. Order, honorable members, order. Earlier on, I recognize senior officials from the government gallery. I can see that of the Director of Health Services, Dr. Nyasi, I can see, and other officials. You're welcome. And we are joined now by the Minister for Health Services, Dr. Ahmed Lamin Samate. He's also here to join us. You're welcome, Honorable Minister. Clerk, we may proceed, please.
Thank you. Questions for oral answers. The Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. You may please take the podium. Honorable members, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources by Honorable members for oral reply. Question number 013 of 2026 by the Honorable Member for Same constituency.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources inform this August Assembly what criteria did the ministry use to identify new hunting camps and what benefits communities derive from them?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member for SAME. Identification of new hunting camps is carried out by the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management, who are duly mandated to do so under the Biodiversity and Wildlife Conservation Act. The recent one is 2003. A key criteria for consideration is the demand and supply resources, that's the species, meaning complaints by the community of wildlife classified as agricultural vermin and pets, periodically and perpetually causing threats to farming and livelihood of these communities. Under the legal and regulatory compliance, hunting license and concessions are issued in accordance with the Biodiversity and Wildlife Conservation Act. Goal of hunting and harvesting. A new camp must either with the local communities or the state. Ecological and wildlife resource considerations. Sustainable wildlife populations. In this case, areas selected must have a sufficient wildlife resource base for hunting without harming species viable or biodiversity. Human-wildlife conflict assessment. Sites are also chosen where hunting helps mitigate conflicts or harm to other living things or the environment. In this case, controlling vermin species that are likely to affect crops productivity. Under the social and community factors, proximity to communities, camps are usually established in districts where there are local support and engagement. We need that. And where communities have a stake interest in or relationship with wildlife resources. Also, partnership with local authorities and land owners. District authorities and traditional leaders are typically consulted to ensure the camp is acceptable, both socially and culturally. Community benefits, as part of the question, derived from hunting camps. Commercial hunting camps in the Gambia provide several direct and indirect benefits to communities where they operate, and these includes employment opportunity. Camps create jobs for community members in roles such as guards, trackers, hospitality staff, cooks, drivers, security, and camp maintenance. 2 camps in the Same district, specific to the member that asked the question. Willingara, that's Haidara and Karantaba, Toro, employed about 60 Gambians, and majority of whom are from the nearby local communities. Provision of potable water. These are some of these benefits that the businesses also float back to communities. In this case, boreholes were dug for provision of clean water supply in Welingara, Haidara, and Karantaba, Toro. Support to local economic growth. This also helps to boost local businesses such as petty trading, transportation, building materials, and other consumables, thus enhancing informal sector of the businesses. In some cases, hunting camps contribute to community development projects such as support for schools, local food and initiatives, which foster goodwill and sustainable partnership with local residents, and also mitigate human, wildlife, and or harm to the environment. These are the rundowns to provide for the answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, as we speak in Same, there are 3 camps. You are saying that there are 2. The oldest camp is Madian. I don't know, how do you manage for these 3 camps in Same for them to operate?
As I said, there must be need assessment. There will be technical consultation to ascertain that the laws are being respected, but also community interest is being observed, and also nature is not being affected. So if there are 3 camps, be assured that this technical base must have been established to have the camps operate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Is there any MOU agreement between these, where these camps are operated within those communities?
I will have to verify that, but as far as I know, there wouldn't be any need for MOU so long as we have a legal base that guides the way it operates and how we consult with communities. So I don't think there will be any need for MOU to guide the legalities. And if there is any, we'll have to consult with the technical team. And why?
Thank you. Member for Central, Badibu, you have the floor.
Speaker, Honorable Minister, the creation of new camps, hope is not contradictory to the Banjul Declaration. Call for the protection and conservation of wildlife, forests, and biodiversity in the Gambia. So creating camps, hope is not contradictory to the declaration.
Thank you. What you have just referenced is a declaration, and what I'm referencing is an act which oversees, which supersedes declarations. So the act guides how we manage and implement hunting camps in this country. Thank you.
Member for Nyanija, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, order please. Honorable Minister, beyond identifying these new hunting camps, as these are established by law, as you said, could you clarify what monitoring and enforcement mechanisms are in place to ensure that these camps do not contribute to biodiversity loss or illegal hunting, as might be said, and how are these communities benefiting? But you've mentioned something about that, but I really want to know.
Thank you. We have stakeholders overseeing the implementation of this, and this comprises of the local people, the community themselves, and also our Department of Parks and Wildlife officers who are also on the ground. So if by any chance any illegality is been found, then we have the that room to make sure that we are able to correct it. So if there is any, either the committee will have to report it or our officers will have to spot it out, and adequate measures will be taken.
Member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, I think the last time I visited one of those hunting camps were 4 weeks ago in Same, Madiana, and you could see that visibility in terms of the employment they create for communities. However, in the distribution of benefits to some of these communities, do you actually establish or do you intend to establish local structures that would kind of monitor how those benefits are shared across the communities?
Thank you. Again, I did mention that there is a law governing the process of establishing this camp, implementing them, and managing their administration. So therefore, the laws will guide whether the community has to have a structure. But even whereas the laws are not there, these are basic to make sure that at least efficiency is being achieved. So if the community shows that this is necessary and it will help the effective and productive running and operation of this camp, I think it will be required. And if they request, we can help them, even though if it is not within the laws.
Thank you, Minister. Banjul Central, you have the floor now.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, yes, you've partly answered. I had a similar question. However, I want to know, when it comes to representation for these communities, is it through the alcalos or through the ward development committees, or how does it work? Yeah, or the VDCs, yeah.
Whatever happens within the community, when we say local community, the alcalo is the leader in the local community, and the VDC is a very important structure. So for me, as far as the local community is being given that leverage to be engaged and have a say, it must be through Alcalo and the VDC. Yes.
Minister for Fonya Brefet, sorry. The member for Fonya Brefet, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, apart from the benefits you mentioned here, I want to understand if the hunting camp has any agreement with the VDC in sharing of the revenue.
Thank you. A similar question was asked. I am saying the sharing of the revenue or whatsoever is going to govern these hunting camps must be guided by the established law that I mentioned. So anything that is outside that will be at the leverage of the community or in agreement with the investor. So in that case, if it is something that is going to help efficiency and productivity, I think we'll encourage it. And if they so request, we can support that. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources for those answers provided to this August Assembly. I now thank you. You may go, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much. Clerk, you may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answer. The Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy.
Thank you. Honorable members, may I now invite the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy to take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 021 of 2026 by the member for Banjul Central.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly of the legal or policy basis for replacing electricity meters when each residential transfer and indicate whether the ministry plans to review this practice or consider alternatives.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, NAWEC confirms that the practice is governed by its approved electricity meter transfer policy adopted by the Board of Directors under Board Resolution number 60 of Q4 2025 on the 6th of October 2025. The policy established that all electricity meters remain the property of NAWEC and are permanently assigned to the premises of installation. Accordingly, meters are not transferable upon change of tenancy, ownership, or customer status. Customers relocating to new premises are required to apply for new connection. The policy was submitted to and approved by the Public Utility Regulatory Authority, PURA. The policy provides for periodical review in line with the operational and regulatory developments. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, yes, you've mentioned that it was through an approved policy, but we'd want to know the rationale behind, forcing a new homeowner, for example, who had no role in the previous occupant's case, being indebted to it to bear the cost of a new meter. Isn't that a bit uncitizenry based on the economic, if you pick it on the economic situation of the country?
Honorable member, the rationale, this decision was based on a number of cases where meters were illegally transferred from their current locations to locations that are not known to NAWEC, and they have been illegally bypassed, leading to loss of revenue for the utility, which is costing all of us. And that's the rationale why NAWEC took the decision. And this is already, as I mentioned, approved by the regulatory authority. So it is just the actions of few individuals or number of people that has really led to this decision. They illegally moved the meters, not only illegally transferring, but they also bypass the meters and then steal electricity, which is having an impact on the revenue of the utility. And eventually it will also affect service delivery. So it's a decision that I think is well thought of. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, yes, I want to know whether there are consultations with consumer protection agencies when it comes to this, before bearing this decision.
My comfort with the whole decision is because if PURA is involved and approve it, I guess that's the role of the regulator to handle that aspect of the activity. If PURA approve it, I guess probably they would have done their homework. Thank you.
Member for Nyanija, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I think I will rephrase my supplementary since you've answered that this is as a result of a policy approved by the Board of Directors for NAWEC. But don't you think that wouldn't it be wise if before applying for a new meter, you apply for transfer to a new location? I think that could have been better, in my opinion. Don't you think that is best?
Yeah, that has been the norm. People were allowed to transfer their meters legally. They come to NAWEC, apply for application, they apply for transfer of meters, and they are issued with invoices, and they pay the transfer fee. Meters are relocated, and the new location is now known to NAWEC, and it's so there is no issue with that one. That was a norm. But what has happened in the past leading to this is because people have started illegally transferring the meters. They dismantle the meters, take it to locations not known to NAWEC. And not only transferring them illegally, but what they did also, they bypassed the meters, knowing fully well the address that was on the first installation area is no more the new location. So when they do that, they bypass. NAWEC will not know where the meters are located. So they keep roaming all over to find those meters, and they are illegally bypassed. So that's a serious problem, and it's causing huge revenue losses to utility, and that's unacceptable.
Member for Joswong, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, people do apply meters, as you mentioned, to compounds that belongs to individuals per se. If in case you apply a meter, you spend fortune on it, now you want to relocate that meter, is there any form of compensation between the previous owner and then the compound that the guy is going to leave that meter with? Is there any plan to negotiate between the two parties?
I think what we need to do as a country is to strengthen our rental laws. When you want people to rent your house, these are basic services that you need to provide for your tenants. So the burden shouldn't be on the utility, it should be on the landlord to make sure those basic services are provided to their tenants. So I think we should all work together to make sure that those rules or laws are strengthened to make sure we protect the interests of our tenants. Thank you.
The member for Sanementreng, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, can you clarify whether officials have been implicated in facilitating illegal meter transfers? If so, what disciplinary action was taken against those officials involved? Thank you.
Honorable Member, we are not talking about illegal transfer by officials here. No. No, you cannot come and say these members are involved in illegal transfer and we have done this and this to them, the staffs. No, you cannot do that. You cannot come and mention staffs here who cannot defend themselves.
Honorable Speaker, this was mentioned by the minister. The illegal transfer was mentioned by the speaker. I just want to confirm whether officials were involved.
Staffs here who... No, the minister cannot talk about that here. The member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, it appears that the few that are engaged or who were engaged in illegal transfers of meters has affected a broader society in terms of getting those also, doing their legal transfers. What mechanisms are you really putting in place as a ministry to address this issue in terms of having people to legally transfer their meters from one area to the other?
Well, for now, we are in agreement with this policy decision that's been taken by NAWEC, and we are monitoring closely with NAWEC and will be advised in the future as to, because this is going to be reviewed based on the circumstance. If things improve, I think we can consider, rescinding the decision. But for now, it's been monitored and it's been reviewed. And if we are advised otherwise, we'll take the necessary decision. Thank you.
There's a point of order by the member for Central Badu.
Speaker, I want to bring you to order. Order 43.4.
Yes, what?
I want to bring you to order.
Who to order?
43.4.
Honorable member, sit down.
43.4. So I say point of order 43.4.
All right, go ahead.
A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question and the answers provided. So, honorable member of
Honorable, take your seat. Honorable, take your seat. Honorable, take your seat. You know you're out of order. You cannot do that. No, don't do that, Central Body, my friend. The member for Banjul North, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, according to your response, you talk about the issue of bypassing the meters, which is indeed a very serious crime. But what measures do your ministry or NAWEC put in place in terms of security and to avoid such thing to reoccur as far as providing services are concerned?
It's not possible for NAWEC to be, placing physical security in each of those locations. But what we have is a task force. We have a team that is responsible for revenue protection. So on a daily basis, they monitor the buying patterns of, and also they go to the field illegal activities. So this is ongoing.
On behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank you for answering those questions to this assembly, and you may go now. And Ramadan Mubarak. Clerk, we may proceed.
Thank you. Question for oral answers continues. The Honorable Minister for Health.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Health, you may please take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Health by honorable members for oral reply. Okay. Question number 01 of 2026 by the member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, the whole Central River Region North has no major hospital like that of Bansa. Could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly
the ministry has plans? Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member for Sami constituency that the Ministry of Health is doing massive infrastructural development in Sierra North. The ministry has just renovated and equipped Kaur Health Center. The construction of Njao Major Health Center is nearing completion and will be inaugurated very soon. And all its equipment and hospital beds are in store awaiting completion. The renovation and construction of new structures are in progress in Kuntaur Major Health Center. The ministry has handed over a new ambulance in January 2026 to Kuntaur Major Health Center, funded by the African Development Bank through the National Social Protection Agency, and the procurement of an additional trekking vehicle and equipment are in progress. Once the construction and the renovation of these two facilities in Sierra North are completed, it will improve the health indicators in the whole region, especially in Sierra North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Minister, my question is very clear. You know, CRR, both North and South, any major cases that happen, they have to cross to Bansa, which is giving a lot of troubles to the CRR North. I just want to be specific whether the ministry has any plan for us to have such major hospital.
Order, honorable members, order, please. This is a very important question. You should listen. Order.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health is very much aware of the challenges the people of CRR, especially CRR North, have been facing over the decades. Many of the health indicators are worse on that side or in that part of the country. For that reason, we paid particular attention to strengthening and upgrading the health facilities. Actually, that is what warranted the construction of the massive health facility in Jau. Honorable Speaker, the Njau Health Facility, I will ask the honorable member to kindly pay a visit. I'm sure he'll be impressed. Many of those things that he's talking about will be carried out in the Jau Major Health Center. Now, in addition to that, we also upgrading the Kuntau Health Facility. I was there a few weeks ago, and some of even the equipment for Kuntau Health Facility have arrived, and the renovation work is going very well and impressively. So we believe when all these things are taken care of, many of the patients, most of the patients wouldn't have to go across the river to the other side, to the southern bank. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Our committee monitoring have visited Njao, the very health center. So you want to say that Njao Health Center is going to replace Bansa?
It's typically not going to be an add in strategizing health facility expansion and development. We look at the major problems. Many of the problems in CRR, not especially when it comes to health services, is related to maternal and child health. That the maternal and child health aspect of the new Njau hospital is even